Hello, it's Alexia here. Now, I want to talk about the shocking impact that unhealed tokophobia can bring in your life. And I use the word shocking. I don't use that term lightly because it really is shocking and quite surprising how when tokophobia can go unchecked and unhealed, what kind of impact it can have on your life. And it might not be what you realize. And so I'm sharing this story because it's someone that I've been speaking to quite a lot recently who discovered that she had tokophobia as a result of listening to me describing my own experiences during a presenters meeting at UK Health Radio. So my Fear Free Childbirth podcast was on UK Health Radio, and JJ is a radio host also with UK Health Radio. And so she heard me describing how tokophobia felt for me when I first noticed the line on the pregnancy test that said I was pregnant, and that sheer terror that just came over me in the pit of my stomach as I realized that I was pregnant. And that terror is very, very difficult for anybody to understand unless they've been through it. But if you have been through that, if you have experienced that, when you hear somebody else describe it, it's almost like a gut punch. You're like, oh my God, that is exactly what I experienced. And that's how JJ reacted. And so as a result of that experience, she invited me onto her radio show to talk about it. And so what then began was a very interesting, fascinating story as her own journey of healing from tokophobia began. Now, JJ is someone that is a healer herself. She works with energy. She does a lot of personal development work. She helped people to move on. She's a coach. She's trained in many techniques and healing modalities. And so she's not averse to doing healing work on herself and understanding how to bring about change in others. So the minute she was clued up to her own tokophobia experience, she set right to work in terms of doing her own healing work. And the impact of doing that healing work was really surprising in ways that really I couldn't have imagined either. Now, to put it into context, JJ is someone, she's in her late 60s, so she's way past childbearing years. And her experience of tokophobia was when she fell pregnant. And when she had that same experience that I did, where she saw the pregnancy test and that whole pit of fear came over her. Now, like me, she lost her baby very early on during the pregnancy, at about 7 weeks, I think. And as a result of her experience of pregnancy, she decided never to get pregnant again. And so she is not a mother. But the impact of having tokophobia that was just lurking beneath the surface had these far-reaching consequences in her life that she wasn't really able to fully comprehend or understand. And so the way that she describes this is that this fear that was within her that she wasn't aware of was stifling her own ability to birth something from within her, to create. Now, isn't that interesting? Because tokophobia is the fear of birth, the fear of pregnancy. It can be the fear of both or just one or the other. But this very deep-rooted fear within JJ just completely cut off her access to her ability to create and to birth anything in her life. And she made the decision not to become a mother. But that's not the only thing that we create in our lives. We create our life. We're creators. We create things. We have projects. We create companies. We create families. We create relationships. We have projects. We are always we always have an ability to create something. If we set our mind to it, we can create. But what JJ was finding is that she couldn't. No matter what she set her heart on doing, things just didn't get any traction. They just weren't taking off. She wasn't completing it. It wasn't culminating in the creation of something. And so she had lots of things that she wanted to do. She wanted to do this. She wanted to get a new website up, write a book, lots of business ideas over the years of things that she wanted to do, and they never really got any traction, and they never really came to fruition. And it was deeply frustrating for her that she was never able to get anywhere with what she was doing. Now, back 6 months ago or so, when she first discovered that tokophobia was a thing, and then she went off to heal it. And since then, her life has changed dramatically. There have been some situations that have unfolded that have forced a few changes for her. But the big change has been how she is now starting to do stuff, create stuff, make stuff, all the things that she's been stuck with, trapped, not being able to get out of the swamp, like not be able to like get any traction on. It's now all just happening. And I checked in with her and I was amazed. Like, we had a conversation, I don't know, like on the Monday, and she was like, oh yeah, I think I need to do this website and I need to do this thing and I want to start this other venture, and and then I checked in with her on the Thursday or something, and she'd already written the website and it was already up. Like, suddenly it was like the gates were open and she was off to the races. Whereas before she would have been just stuck endlessly and never been able to bring all that stuff to fruition. Since in the last 6 months, I mean, things are just picking up a pace for her. So I'm going to link below to videos of conversations with JJ, so you can hear exactly what she says about all of this, because it's much better to hear that from someone who's been through this and to tell her story. And so you can, hear for yourself. But I really wanted to take the opportunity to shine a light really on, even those women that maybe feel that they have tokophobia. If that's you and you're outside of childbearing age and you wonder, well, what's the point? Maybe it's never really going to be a thing for me. I'll just leave it. Don't, because this could be having an impact on your life in ways that you can't even imagine right now. My view is that if we have any kind of fear or any kind of anxiety, why hold on to that? Why not heal it? Because it's not always possible for us to fully appreciate the impact and the effect that this is having on our lives and our own mental health, our happiness, and our ability to live the life that we desire. If you have a fear, if you have an anxiety, just heal it. If you've got the time and the inclination to do it, I would urge you to do that. I've got things that can help you to do that. You can do that for yourself, so it doesn't need to cost a lot of money to do that. I've had people that have joined my membership site, the Clearance Club, that have self-healed their tokophobia and their depression in about 2 months, and it's not even cost them $70. So please don't think that money is the thing that's going to get in the way of you healing. It can be done incredibly affordably, but you do have to want to do it. It's got to come from inside of you. You've got to want to bring about that change in yourself. And I know that many people that are contemplating doing healing work or doing inner work, sometimes it's the change that they fear. It's whether or not they're going to be able to handle the new them, what other changes are going to come about as a result of them healing themselves and bringing them out and changing in that way. But I would urge you to really think about this seriously and to really want to heal your tokophobia or whatever anxiety and fear you're having, because who knows how your life could transform for the better if you were to do that. And the only thing that I will say is it will transform for the better. Yes, there might be a bumpy period in between as you adjust, as you start doing things, as things start feeling a little bit different. But hey, that's a heap better than being stuck in fear, anxiety, and phobia. So that's all I want to say today, is really to encourage you to look inward and to ask yourself whether or not you're struggling with anything like this. And if you do feel like you have tokophobia, even if you feel like it's too late for you to address this, it's not too late, because you still have many, many years ahead of you of a fulfilling life. And who knows how doing this kind of inner work could really change your life trajectory and the things that you are able to achieve and do for yourself to make yourself happy. Okay. I hope that's been useful, inspiring, and I will link to JJ's videos below so that you can check out what she says about her experience and listen to it from her perspective. Okay, bye for now.